Luke continues on, verse 5, and he said to them that the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Mark, and he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath. That's a lot more. Matthew, or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say to you that this place there is one greater than the temple. But if you had not known what this means, I would have mercy and not sacrifice. You would not have condemned the guiltless, for the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. Wow, for some reason I just didn't realize that's a lot. That's a whole lot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's 6 whole verses in his response. I'm going to have to break this apart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That might be fair. 3, 4, and 5. Those are big verses. But I can't go 5, 6, 7, and 8. Actually, maybe I could, because that's mostly only Matthew, so there's not going to be a lot of blending. There already is a lot of blending earlier, so they might end up being similar size paragraphs if I stop right here. So Matthew begins, or have you not read in the law? Mark 2:27. And he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. The next phrase in Mark is in Matthew. Therefore the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath. Matthew 12:8. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. Luke 6:5. And he said, the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath day. So those two verses come at the very end. There is one verse before that in Mark that needs to come first. The Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. That's not in Matthew. So all the rest, verse 5 and 6 and 7 of Matthew have to come first. And then that one verse in Mark. And then the final verse in all three. So I'm just going to begin with Matthew. Or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? But I say to you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if you had known what this means, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. All right. That's the end of only Matthew. Now in Mark, I'll put, as it continues, and he said to them also in Luke. So dark yellow, and he said to them, just in Mark. Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. After that is a colon. Don't think I have a choice because that verse is not in Matthew or Luke. Then the final verse from Matthew, Mark, and Luke. For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath day. That the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. I don't want to begin with that. Therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. That seems to be the best way to begin. Therefore, instead of just for the Son of Man. I can break up the word therefore by color and put for, say it's also the first word from Matthew. I'll do that, yeah. But from Mark only right now. There, now both, for. The Son of Man is Lord. The Son of Man is Lord. That, the Son of Man is Lord. I'm definitely skipping that, so let me see how far it goes. The Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. The Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. The Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. So the Son, capital S, of man, capital M, is Lord now, even or also. I like even more because it's putting emphasis. Because if you say, I'm in charge, even of the head department, that's a big statement. And it's putting emphasis that you have ultimate authority. But if you say, I'm in charge also of the head department, it's like it downplays the importance of what's being said. And I don't want to downplay it. Plus, the word in Mark is underlined and the note even is put at the end of the verse. So, I'm going to go with that. But it's from Matthew only. Even. Now the last words of the Sabbath day. Matthew, of the Sabbath. Mark, of the Sabbath. I actually like it to be just Sabbath because Sabbath day is kind of redundant. It's like saying the holiday day, vacation day. Sabbath already means rest day. I remember a few times I heard Messianic Jews or just Jews talking about the Sabbath. I don't think I ever heard them talk about the Sabbath as the Sabbath day. They always said Sabbath. or the Sabbath. And I don't think it's ever even written where they would talk about the high Sabbath day, like Passover, Tabernacles, Shavuot, stuff like that. They would always just say it's the Sabbath. Yeah, I'm just going to say the Sabbath. And I'll leave out day. So of the Sabbath is all three.